Good morning, I'm David Smalley with Elves and Angels. I've come to do a assembly video of Jacob's Icebox today. I'm going to try to show you the parts first and then we'll go from there. These are the sides of Jacob's Icebox and I'll show you the insides of them. There's all the grooves for all the 4 shelves that we put in our refrigerator. In back there's a small groove and that's where the back is going to slide up when we get this done. Back here. This is what we call the door frame. This slides up the track in the sides as we start to assemble, and the doors. Quite easy. These are the shelves for Jacob's Icebox. I showed you where they slide into. The top, you'll notice grooves in the top also. These go in the sides. This goes in the front, and this is the rear where the back, when we slide it up, goes and connects right into there. So we'll get started here. Start like this. Move this around a little bit. Let's see. This one on the sides, and there again, there's your grooves in the sides, like we do in all of our products. It shows the customer where to put it. As soon as I get this in here, I'll kind of turn it around so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm in that groove right now, and I'm going to try to have the door frame even with the top before I put the first screw in. And there's a track here. If there's a give, if there's leeway there, just pull this door frame towards the front. It'll take care of any crack that's there or whatever. I don't mean a crack in a negative sense. I just mean so that it actually fits in there. You can hear it click in when it's in. And you actually can go like this. You can get this in here, push from the rear before you put your screw in. Snugs it right in. Then your middle screw. I'm sorry, I'll try to get, you'll be able to see this better when I put this side on. So there again, there's all your lines that you're going to line up here. This goes into the door frame, like this. Hoping it's going to stay there while I move. And once again, line it up at the top. Line these 2 points here, have them be even with one another. Then you're going to put in this screw. I'm using a screw gun here. Whoops, I'm down. I've got it down just a little bit. If you have a helper, that will help you with this, but it's certainly not impossible to do it like this. I'm just not as good as I used to be. We'll do this again. All right. Now, got 2 more screws there. You can see we're coming along pretty well, and I'm pulling this door frame towards the front so that I get a nice seam like this. We try to do these products so that when you get done with them, you kind of look like a cabinet maker yourself, and they're actually quite easy to do. Now the top, you can see the grooves here, here. They're going to go over the sides. Like this. You can hear them click down when you get it. You hear it? Now, I'm going to flip this around. We leave a little leeway in that track. You want to be lined up right even with the side before you put your screw in. And because the reason being is there's a track there, there's a track there. You want them lined up. If you put this even with the rear of the side, it will be lined up. That's the way we make it. Okay. Then we're going to go with this one here. If I'm tall enough. Okay. All right. So there you have that. I'm going to move over here so you can see what I'm doing. You have 4 shelves. And this is here a packing cleat here. It's a little piece of plywood. After you get this put in, you can take this out. It's just 2 small screws. It's so that it isn't damaged in shipping. It doesn't actually belong there. So we'll put our shelves in. Push them down. All right, where you want your shelf to be is even with the inside of this groove. Then you can install your screw. You want to make sure that it's not in the middle of this track, because if it is, when you go to put your piece of plywood up, it won't work. There are screws in there. I think I'm going to see if I can do this without having to install the screws on the sides. That goes down like that. Sometimes these will be tighter, sometimes these will be looser, possibly because of moisture conditions and so on and so forth. But basically they slide right down in those tracks that we provided. Now we're going to go to back. Nice green Baltic birch plywood. This slides up in here. This. I'm going to pull, I guess I'm going to have to pull this in so I can put that in there. Put those screws inside there. Try to get this one in here. Great. Okay, so that's the back, and then you'll find 2 small screws when you're done, and they go right here. This holds this in to the bottom shelf. We're not using plywood to get away from using pine. The reason that we use plywood is it allows us to do the flat pack, and also it makes it much easier for someone that's trying to assemble this in their home to do it. As you can see, you can just slide that up, and then that's it. If it was a piece of pine or something, you're going to have to try to fit it. It's for 2 purposes. So we can flat pack, and so you can assemble it easily. We'll turn Jacob's Icebox around now. It's got great space in there. A lot of people only use 3 shelves. We use 4. There's plenty of room in there. The last thing you have to do is, if you have a little Elmer's glue or any other type of glue that you may have, put a dab on the corner of the edge of each one of these plug holes. You put the birch plug in there. All these parts are susceptible to either moisture or shrinkage. That could either be a little tight or a little loose. Just give it a tap once you have the glue in there, and finish off the rest of them, and you're all ready to go. Actually, these are quite nice right now. They slide right in there, but I have seen them sometimes where they swell and you have to tap them a little bit. Basically, that is Jacob's Icebox. And you can see it doesn't take a whole lot of time. If you have children around, this isn't a surprise. It's a great thing to share with them, to be able to, they can hand you screws, they can hand you the parts, or some of these plugs. They really get a kick out of it, to be able to watch their parent that they didn't even knew how to do this thing, be able to put something together. So it's a good thing to share with them. Thank you very much for coming by. We appreciate you buying made in Maine, made in USA, family business, and natural products from Elves and Angels. And we very much appreciate your support for 26 years. Thanks for coming by.